everybody. Welcome back. This is Miss Faye, and this is my world. All right, we have a letter. So let's dive right into this letter and see what she says. I was raised by a single mother that was abusive to both my brother and me. My brother molested me, and she caught us in the act. She never got either one of us help. I found out back in 2023 that our older male cousin molested another male cousin. He may have molested my brother as well. Oh, it kind of sounds like a generational thing that runs through your family. Incest. Okay? I used to think that no one would ever love me. And I used to think that sex was love when it wasn't. I married twice, and there was domestic violence in both marriages. I think my first husband was on the DL. He would complain that I was bad in bed. That sounds like he was a narcissist too. In reality, it was him. He only wanted a blowjob and anal sex and a 50-50 relationship. That's a narcissist all the way. That's a narcissist all the way. Yeah, and here pretend it's a 50-50, but when you look at it, it'd be more of a 80-20. You putting in 80%, and he may be putting 20% in. Maybe. Okay. My second husband was from another country. My first husband is white, and my second from Cuba. I am Mexican. Both thought that they would force me to assimilate into their culture, come hell or high water. Yeah, I talked about this in another video. When you marry these men from other countries, they expect for you to fit into their culture. They're not trying to fit into yours. Even if they live in your country. They want you to cook the foods that they're used to eating in the way that they're used to it tasting. They want you to dress the way that their women dress. They want you to be the way that their women are. Although you're not from that culture. And he knew that when he married you. But in his mind, now you are his property. And you must do what I say do. Okay? All right. Looking back, every relationship I had, they would treat me badly. They never had the nerve to break up with me, but treat me badly so I would leave. Well, did you learn the lesson eventually to leave and be gone? I will be 56 in November. And it took me a lifetime to realize that I do need to love myself. Well, you know what? Don't feel any kind of way about that. Because many of us are just pulling up to this table. We spent a whole lifetime of being beat down, used and abused, living in sadness, stress, and anxiety until one day something woke us up and we refused to live like that anymore. So that's where you are. Be thankful that you woke up during this lifetime. I knew this man for 9 years and realized that I never knew him. Always had a crush on him, but never said anything. Back in late April, early May, he told me he loved me. Right. It was all a lie. Well, right off the bat, how can he love you? He doesn't even know you. Okay. He probably loved to have sex with you. You see, there's a thing when a man tells you that he loves you, it's something about you that he loves. He don't know you, but whatever he sees, or whatever you may be doing for him, that's what he loves. Okay? You got to know the difference. So for you, he probably loved your figure. That's what he loved about you. Okay? I learned the hard way that I never knew him. I really thought he cared about me. He was talking about marriage. Sounds like a narc. I was born and raised in Los Angeles, but moved to Florida back in 2006. We met here. Then he moved to Los Angeles area about 2 years ago. We kept in touch, and at the end of the conversation, he told me he loved me. I thought I found love after all these years. Boy, was I wrong. Ladies, when a man tells you that he loves you, ask him, what is it that you love about me? Make him explain it and watch him stutter. Watch him stutter. He has to think of something. But if he loved you like that, it should be on the tip of his tongue. The reason why he loved you. Some men just say that so that you will submit to them, because they realize that a lot of women are waiting on bated breath to hear those words. So, they use it strategically just to manipulate you, and you need to realize that. Okay, let's go on. We would talk on the phone for 6 to 8 hours daily. He is retired and is 68 years old. I would be 56 in November. That's a gap. I used to fall asleep while we talked due to the time difference. It was starting to affect my job. I would tell him I needed to go to sleep, and he would want to talk for another 2 hours. You see, because this narcissist needed supply, and apparently you were the one that he could get supply from so that he could sleep at night. Care nothing about you sleeping or your job or whatever, because it wasn't benefiting him at the time. Okay. He would accuse me of crossing his boundaries when he was crossing mine. He would accuse me of manipulating him and gaslighting him when he was doing it to me. I saw all the red flags, and I just could not ignore them anymore. I began to declutter my things, and he pulled a 180 on me. I was making something out of nothing. We were never together. We never broke up. Because you were never together. Now that's tricky. I told him that I loved him, and he would ask me if I was insane. I could not convince him that I really loved him. Mind you, he told me first that he loved me. Okay, wait a minute. Okay. Just because a person tells you, because I see this habit, a person tells you, I love you. Now you feel obligated to tell them back, I love you too. Even if you don't, I love you too. Now, there have been times people tell me, and I don't say nothing. Oh, okay, thank you. But realize that many men only use that to manipulate you. They don't even know you. How can they say they love you? Now, if y'all been together, 5 years, 10 years, 20, and he pops up and says, I love you. I mean, y'all been like best friends those years. And he pops up and says he loves you. It's possible. It's possible that he does, which means that he is willing to sacrifice for you because he loves you. But these men that come up and say, I love you, ladies, if he has not put the time in you, and I mean years, it takes years to love somebody. He's infatuated with you. And infatuation is what? Is sexually driven. infatuation. And unfortunately, too many people get married with infatuation, but they think it's love. I love him. He loves me. And then when the infatuation dies out, they look at each other. They can't stand each other. They don't know, why did I marry you? You understand? Because you were taken in with the infatuation and you didn't wait long enough to bond with your partner and get to know your partner. And one thing that really drowns you in infatuation is when you are sexually active with these people. Because now you got a spiritual soul tie with the person. And the person's energy affects you. Okay? You feel drawn to that person. It's going to be hard to break that soul tie where you're not thinking about that person all the time. You understand? You don't want to be in a situation like that. All right? Guard yourself. Okay. So here we go with the loving back and forth. He wanted me to move to Los Angeles. He is going through bankruptcy and has nothing to offer me. Well, why the hell we want you to come out there? So you can get an apartment together? Because he can afford one on his own. LA is quite expensive. And he could be flat broke after bankruptcy. That's crazy. That's insane right there. I'm glad he told you before you packed up and flew out there. He threatened to ghost me and block me. Good. That's what you want him to do. We agreed to give each other space. A week later, my coworker passed away, and a week after that, my son ended up in the ER. It was nothing serious. I reached out because of a moment of weakness. He began to tell me that he was a gay man, and I was stalking him. Again, he would say he would ghost and block me. I began to take wait a minute. Wait a minute. So, you broke up with it. Well, you said you was never together, so anyway, you stopped speaking. And in a moment of weakness, it must have been real weak for you to ring him up just because you had some difficulties at home. And, you were probably in the same mindset as a lot of women when tragedy happens. And if you have been involved with a man, even if you've broken up with him, you want to ring him up. Maybe he can give you some support during a time of need. Well, that was a time when my dad passed away. And it was during my healing time from the narcissist. And I did ring him up. But he had already blocked me or whatever and did not answer. Then he wanted to show up 2 or 3 months later. Well, by that time, I had healed some more and I was on my way of detaching totally from him. But yeah, these people don't intend to be there for you, period. Now, this man tells you that he's gay. He wants you to bug off. That's why he's telling you that. And he probably is. He probably always has been on the DL, but you maybe didn't see it or didn't want to see it. Okay. I began to take a dance class. I always wanted to learn belly dancing and hula. But now I am focusing on the belly dancing and I am enjoying it. He began to tell me that he wanted us to be in a romantic relationship and tell me that he wants to do all the sex acts on me. Why are you still talking to him? I don't get it. I thought y'all was blocked. But somehow you keep communicating with this negative energy. I am grateful that I found all of this out now. I never let go of my apartment or job. I would have been devastated if I found out in Los Angeles that he didn't want me. He didn't even have a place. He's bankrupt. Didn't want you. Again, he was talking about us being in a romantic relationship where he is the dominant one and I am submissive. Well, of course. What man, now think about it. What man is going to talk to you sexually in a submissive way? I guess they are out there, but I haven't run on any. So, ladies in the comments, you can let me know if you ran up on a man who wanted to be dominated. I haven't. I don't have that experience. But he wants to be the dominant one, and he wants you to be submissive. Well, what he's trying to do is to expose you to some sexual depravity. That I'll say that because the first thing he's going to do is he already told me that what he likes is the blowjob and the anal. So he already broke you in that way. Okay. Now the other way is that he wants to be dominant and you submissive. All right. So next time you have sex and everything, he's going to be the dominant one and you're going to be, the submissive one, whether he wants to use toys on you or whether he wants to spank you or whatever, but you have to submit to whatever his desires are. And he'll play all of these crazy games with you and he'll probably do dress up and it's according to how deep he's going to take you down his rabbit hole because it won't be long before he's going to bring in other people. You see, this is the way this demon works. He starts you off slow. All right? Slow. And for you religious people, he's taking you to hell. Okay? That's exactly where he's taking you. So then he starts you off slow. A little bit at a time just to see how far you'll go. All right? Now he wants to bring in more toys to play with you. The next thing, he's going to want to invite people. And next thing you know, you and him will be swinging and whatever else. Okay? But yeah, that's demonic energy. That's where he's trying to take you. And he's not talking about a romantic relationship when he's talking about sex. What is romantic about sex? He's talking about sex, not intimacy. Not caring for you, loving you, making you feel like a wonderful person, uplifting you, support. He ain't talking about that. He talking about getting in your pants. That's it. I sent him a message on Facebook about how we should just have a one-night stand under the condition that we never contact each other again. A what? What's with you? You lost me on that one. Why would you want to have a one-night stand with this demonic energy? You got to look at yourself now. Okay? You ring him up and suggest that you have a one-night stand, which it only takes one night to give you that HIV, and then you can go on your way. You already know that he's sleeping with men. Okay? So, yeah, then you can cut ties after. I did it to be petty. He accuses me of stalking him and his family, and I am harassing him. You keep calling him. What are you calling him up for? Leave the man alone. Be done with it. I did not threaten him. I blocked him on my phone and all social media. I do not know how to block him on my email. If anyone knows how to, please let me know. That's ridiculous. What, you have no will? Just because a person sends you an email, you got to respond. Or just because somebody rings you up on the phone, you got to answer. I don't understand. What are you, some kind of robot or something? You have no brain that you can figure these things out? You don't have to answer every bell that rings. You got will. You got power. I don't care if he called, if it was me. He can call me 10 million times if he wants to. I would never answer the phone. And I wouldn't worry about trying to block him over here and block him over there and block him all over. That's ridiculous. It's a waste of time and energy. Because the more focus that you put into it will make more of that same negative energy to come back to you. You want to forget that. Just forget it. Period. He has not contacted me on my email, and I want to make sure that he doesn't. Because if he contacts you on that email, you are gonna. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you don't know how to say no to that. Or you don't know how to not even read it. It took me a lifetime to get to this. It took me a lifetime to get to this point where I do not want to tolerate a man disrespecting me. By the way, he is trans female to male. I dodged the bullet. He is trans female. So he started off as a female and now is a male? Oh, wait a minute here. Did you know this when you were dating him? You say you dodged the bullet. Did you know this the whole time? Because if you did, if you already knew what you were dealing with, then everything you said is null and void. You already knew you were dealing with a demon. So what, you don't expect a demon to be a demon? I don't get it. You acting like you were surprised in the things that he, she, whoever did. Okay, you even got me confused now. But she started off as a woman, now a man, and now was what? You got me confused now. Oh no. But anyway, what I'm going to say to you is, if you knew that you was involved with a trans person, then you in low vibration yourself. You need to raise yourself out of that. And if you don't, all of this is going to come back to you around, and are you still on that cycle? You understand? So you haven't dodged anything if you haven't healed. That's the point. If you don't heal, you ain't dodged nothing. You're just going to repeat the cycle. If you didn't learn the lesson in it, you will repeat it until you learn the lesson. Okay? I hope that you understand the message today. And I really hope that it helps someone. Now, those of you who may have a question that you'd like for me to answer, my email address is in the description. And if you're looking for today's affirmation, the link is also in the description. I want to thank you so much for supporting this channel. Thank you for your comments and your letters. And a very special thank you to those that leave a donation. I really appreciate all of you. I wish you all the very best. And I really hope to see you next time.